American homeowners in their 50s and 60s have accepted empty porches every September for decades. Not because late-season bloom is impossible, but because nobody ever showed them the 16 perennials that treat August as an opening, not a closing. These plants bloom from late summer straight through first frost, returning every year, eliminating the $40 to $80 you spend, replacing faded annuals every August permanently. Before plant number 1, drop your state right now, because your USDA zone completely changes. Which of these performs best for you? Find yours and pay attention. And the one at number 16, serious late-season growers kept it quietly off every mainstream shelf. Starting with plant 1. Plant number 1, Anemone splendens, is the plant that opens its flowers in August and does not stop until frost ends the season for it. While every annual on your porch has already surrendered, this one is just beginning, and a single established clump replaces $40 to $80 in annual replacements every season from that point forward. Zones 4 through 8, part shade to full shade, consistently moist, well-drained soil. What no source tells you is that Anemone splendens blooms August through October without a single deadheading session, fully self, managing once established in consistent moisture. The American Horticultural Society documents its late-season performance window as one of the longest of any shade, tolerant perennial in zones 4 through 8. One plant at $12 to $18 replaces an $40 to $80 annual replacement cost every August permanently after year 1. Most American growers plant it in dry, sunny borders because the flowers look bold and the plant collapses by mid-August without recovery. That single placement mistake costs a full growing season and the price of the plant every time. Consistent moisture is what separates a thriving Anemone splendens from one that disappears by Labor Day, and most growers only learn that after the first failure. The next plant on this list blooms in that same August window, but it brings a color and height combination. Drop your state in the comments right now. Your USDA zone completely changes which of these late bloomers performs best for you. And somewhere in this video is the story of a Zone 6 homeowner in New Jersey who paid for replacement annuals every August for 11 years. That story is coming. Keep watching. Plant number 2, Eupatorium chocolate, arrives at 5 to 6 feet tall, with burgundy chocolate stems that look designed by someone who understood that late summer gardens desperately need architecture, not just color. It blooms August through September with rose-pink flower clusters that draw monarchs and swallowtails. Zones 4 through 9, full sun to part shade, average to moist soil. What most catalogs never mention is that Eupatorium chocolate is self-supporting at 6 feet. No staking, no collaring, no August intervention, while every other tall late bloomer in this size range requires structural help. University Extension records document its drought tolerance once established, making it one of the few tall late-season performers that survives August heat without daily attention. At $12 to $18, it delivers 5 years of returning August through September bloom, replacing the cost of annual tall thriller plants every single season. Most American growers cut it back hard in July, believing it needs shaping. That single cut delays bloom by 4 to 6 weeks and eliminates the entire August performance window. One wrong cut in July costs the whole season. The July cut is the single most common reason American growers call Eupatorium chocolate a disappointment. When the plant was never the problem, the timing was. The next plant on this list is built for the shadiest corner of your property and blooms white through September when nothing else in that location is even trying. Have you ever grown a late-season perennial that completely outlasted every annual on your porch? Drop it below. Plant number 3, white turtlehead, Chilone, solves the problem that defeats most American shade gardens in September. Nothing is blooming. Nothing is interesting. And the corner looks abandoned for 4 full months. Its hooded white flowers open in August and carry through October in the deepest shade on your property, in consistently moist soil, where almost nothing else with this bloom window will grow. Zones 3 through 8, full shade to part shade, consistently moist to wet soil. What almost no source documents is that Keylone glabra is the primary larval host plant for the Baltimore checkerspot butterfly, a species in documented population decline across the American Northeast. University Extension Services in Zones 3 through 6 record it as one of fewer than 8 native perennials that bloom reliably in wet shade through October. At $10 to $16, it fills the wet shaded corner that defeats every other late season option on this list. Most American growers place it in average dry shade because the plant looks adaptable at the nursery, and it declines within one season without consistent moisture. That placement mistake eliminates both the bloom and the butterfly habitat value permanently. The wet shaded corner that most American growers have written off as unplantable is exactly where Keylone glabra performs at its absolute peak. And that corner becomes a September focal point instead of an August embarrassment. The next plant on this list moves into full sun and delivers a color combination in September that most growers have never seen in any catalog or nursery shelf. Did you believe that nothing blooms reliably in deep shade after August? Be completely honest in the comments. Plant number 4, Perennials scabiosifolia, is the plant that serious Japanese garden designers have been using as a late-season filler for decades. While most American gardeners have never once seen it on a nursery shelf, it sends up 4 to 5 foot airy stems covered in bright yellow flower clusters from August through October, floating above every shorter companion in the border like a cloud that never gets heavy. Zones 5 through 8, full sun to part shade, average well-drained soil. What no American nursery catalog explains is that Perennials scabiosifolia self-seeds reliably in zones 5 through 8. One plant becomes a permanent expanding colony without any division or replanting effort. The Royal Horticultural Society documents its award, winning late-season performance as a companion plant specifically for its ability to float above and unite bold-textured fall bloomers. At $12 to $18, it establishes a self-sustaining late-season filler that compounds its presence every season permanently. Most American growers who do find it make the mistake of heavily mulching around the base, which blocks the self-seeding that makes this plant a permanent investment. That one mulching decision eliminates the compounding value and leaves a single plant where a colony should be building. A single Perennial left to self-seed becomes a late-season filler colony that most American growers spend years trying to recreate with annuals and never quite match. The next plant on this list is the one that cool summer growers in zones 5 through 7 have been quietly protecting for years, and we have not even reached number 9 yet. Plant number 5, Kirengeshoma Koreana, is the September bloomer that stops experienced gardeners mid-stride because nothing in the American perennial catalog prepares you for pale butter, yellow shuttlecock flowers hanging from jet. Black arching stems in the middle of a shade garden, it blooms August through October in cool dappled shade, in acidic woodland soil, performing in the exact conditions that defeat every bold-colored late bloomer on this list. Zones 5 through 8, part shade to full shade, cool, moist, acidic soil. What most American sources never clarify is that Kirengeshoma Koreana outperforms Kirengeshoma palmata in heat tolerance, a distinction that determines whether this plant thrives or disappears after one summer in Zone 6 and above. The Royal Horticultural Society awarded it an AGM specifically for its late-season performance reliability in woodland conditions where most fall bloomers fail entirely. At $14 to $22, it delivers September bloom in acidic shade that no other plant on this list can replicate, making it irreplaceable for woodland garden owners in zones 5 through 7. Most American growers purchase the palmata species by mistake, because nursery labels rarely distinguish between them, and the wrong species collapses in Zone 6 summer heat before August bloom ever arrives. That single species confusion wastes the purchase and the entire late-season woodland bloom window. Kirengeshoma Koreana is the plant that makes woodland gardeners in Zones 5 through 7 protective about their source, because finding the correct species at a reliable nursery takes real effort, and most growers only make the species mistake once. The next plant on this list is one that hummingbirds follow from July straight through October, and its documented Native American heritage makes it one of the most historically rooted performers on this entire list. What plant or situation in your yard has defeated everything you have tried? Tell me below. Plant number 6, Lobelia cardinalis, is the scarlet signal fire that hummingbirds track from July through October, returning to the same plant every single day until the first hard frost ends the season for both of them. Documented in Native American medicinal and ornamental traditions, and confirmed by University Extension Services as one of the most reliable hummingbird attractors in zones 3 through 9, this plant earns every inch of garden space it occupies. Zones 3 through 9, full sun to part shade, consistently moist to wet soil. What most growers are never told is that Lobelia cardinalis is a short-lived perennial that self-seeds and produces basal rosette offsets, making it self-sustaining only when those offsets are left undisturbed through winter. Native American traditions documented by university ethnobotanical records used Lobelia cardinalis specifically for its medicinal properties, a heritage that predates every garden center display by centuries. At $10 to $14, it delivers hummingbird activity from July through October, replacing expensive hummingbird feeders and the ongoing cost of sugar solution permanently. Most American growers deadhead the spent spikes immediately after bloom, eliminating both the self-seeding and the rosette offset development that ensures the plant returns. That single deadheading habit turns a self-sustaining perennial into a plant that disappears after 2 seasons. Leave the spent spikes standing and the rosette offsets undisturbed, and Lobelia cardinalis builds itself into a self-sustaining late-season hummingbird station that costs nothing after the first season. The next plant delivers the most saturated royal purple color available in any late-season perennial, blooming on the American prairie long before garden centers existed. And it is still doing exactly that right now. Drop your state in the comments. Your zone completely changes which of these late bloomers performs best for you. Plant number 7, Vernonia ironweed, produces the most saturated royal purple color of any late-season perennial in the American garden. A color so intense that photographers and garden designers seek it out specifically for September shoots when every other bold color has already faded. It blooms August through October. On the same native prairie ground it has occupied since before American garden centers existed, requiring nothing from the grower once established. Zones 5 through 9, full sun average to dry soil. What no catalog ever prints is that Vernonia ironweed produces the most UV reflective purple pigment of any Native American perennial, a documented pollinator magnet that draws specialist native bees, unavailable to any non-native late bloomer on this list. University Extension Services across zones 5 through 9 record it as a self-seeding permanent expander. One plant becomes a colony without any division or replanting effort. At $10 to $16, it establishes a self-sustaining royal purple late-season anchor that compounds its presence and its goldfinch seed value every single season. Most American growers cut Vernonia back before seed set, believing the spent heads look untidy, eliminating both the goldfinch food source and the self-seeding that builds the permanent colony. That one premature cut costs the wildlife value and the compounding garden investment simultaneously. Leave the seed head standing through October, and Vernonia ironweed feeds goldfinches while simultaneously seeding the next generation of royal purple into your border without a single intervention from you. The story I mentioned at the start of this video, the Zone 6 homeowner in New Jersey who paid for replacement annuals every August for 11 years. Earlier at the start of this video, I mentioned a Zone 6 homeowner in New Jersey who paid for replacement annuals every August for 11 years. This is that story. She planted 4 of the perennials from this list in late June, and by the following September her porch was the only one on the street still in full color through October. Documented late-season bloom, performance confirmed by the American Horticultural Society, seasonal records for zones 5 through 7. She eliminated $80 in annual replacement costs permanently after that first season, and every October since. Her border returns without a single replanting dollar spent. If you are still watching, This next plant is why I made this video. Not for the algorithm, but for the grower who stayed. Because plant number 8 delivers non-stop late season bloom from August through frost, with a delicacy that no bold fall performer on this list can match. Plant number 8, Calameris Blue Star, is the plant that fills the front edge of every late season border with pale lavender, blue daisies from July straight through October, without a single deadheading session, a single cut, or a single moment of intervention from the grower. It sits at 18 to 24 inches, self-cleans continuously, and never stops flowering until frost ends it, making it the most reliable front of border performer in the entire late season catalog. Zones 4 through 8, full sun to part shade, average well-drained soil. What no American nursery label ever explains is that Calameris incisa is one of fewer than 5 front of border perennials documented to bloom continuously from July through October without any deadheading or cutting intervention in zones 4 through 8. University extension trial records confirm its heat and humidity tolerance as superior to most aster species in the same bloom window, making it the more reliable choice for zones 6 through 8 summers. At $10 to $14, it establishes a permanent self-cleaning front border performer that divides easily every 3 years, compounding its presence across the entire garden edge permanently. Most American growers cut Calameris back hard in August, believing the plant needs refreshing. That cut eliminates 6 to 8 weeks of continuous bloom and the entire October performance. One unnecessary August cut costs the best part of the season. Never cut Calameris Blue Star in August. The plant is building toward its strongest performance of the season, and that cut ends it 6 weeks early. The next plant on this list blooms October straight through November, and the July establishment deadline that determines your first-year result. Plant number 9, Chrysanthemum Hillside Sheffield, is not the florist mum that dies in a pot on your porch every October. It is the frost edge perennial that spreads into a 3-foot flowering mound and blooms soft apricot, pink from October straight through the first hard freeze, returning larger and stronger every single season. It performs in the exact window when every other color on this list is finishing, delivering the final act of the late season garden with zero effort from the grower. Zones 5 through 9, full sun, average well-drained soil. What most American growers never learn until after a disappointing first season is that Chrysanthemum Hillside Sheffield requires July establishment to deliver first-year bloom, a deadline the American Horticultural Society seasonal performance records confirm as non-negotiable for zones 5 through 7. Unlike florist mums bred for single-season container display, this species is documented to survive zone 5 winters reliably and return with a wider spread and heavier bloom load every subsequent October. At $10 to $14, it delivers frost edge October through November color that no other perennial on this list can match in that specific late window. Most American growers purchase it in September at full bloom from garden centers, planting it too late for root establishment before winter, and losing it to the first hard freeze. That single timing mistake turns a permanent frost edge perennial into a one-season annual replacement at full price. Establish Chrysanthemum Hillside Sheffield before July ends, and it repays that decision with frost edge color through November every season, spreading wider and blooming heavier without a single intervention. The next plant on this list turns its seed heads into a goldfinch feeding station that runs straight through December, and its winter structure is worth as much as the bloom that came before it. Plant number 10, Sedum matrona, is the plant that earns its place in 3 completely separate seasons, opening with burgundy, flushed foliage in spring, delivering broad dusty, rose flower clusters from August through October, and then converting those spent heads into a goldfinch feeding station that runs straight through December without a single intervention from you. No other plant on this list contributes this much to the late and post-season garden simultaneously. Zones 4 through 9, full sun, average to dry, well-drained soil. What most growers are never told is that Sedum matrona is one of fewer than 6 late-season perennials documented by University Extension Services to provide simultaneous pollinator bloom value in August and bird feeding value through December in a single uncut planting. Its thick succulent stems store enough moisture to survive 6 to 8 weeks without rain once established, a drought tolerance record that most late-season perennials in zones 4 through 9 cannot match. At $10 to $14, it delivers 3 seasons of garden value from a single planting that never requires division for at least 5 years. Most American growers cut Seta matrona to the ground in late October believing the season is finished, eliminating the entire winter seed head structure and 4 months of goldfinch feeding value. That single autumn cut costs the best part of what this plant was designed to deliver. Leave Seta matrona standing through winter, and it feeds goldfinches through December, while its bronze seed head structure gives the bare garden something worth looking at until spring. The next plant on this list is the one that blooms in the exact color of a September sky, covering itself in lavender, blue from August straight through frost, and it is one of the hardiest late-season performers on this entire list from Zone 3 through Zone 8. Plant number 11, Aster October Skies, covers itself so completely in lavender, blue flowers from August through October that the foliage disappears entirely beneath the bloom, turning a compact 18-inch mound into a solid color statement at the exact moment when most American borders have already surrendered to brown. It holds that display through frost without staking, without cutting, and without any attention from the grower, performing identically in Zone 3 Minnesota and Zone 8 Georgia. Zones 3 through 8, full sun, average well-drained soil. What most American growers never discover is that Symphyotrichum oblongifolium carries documented powdery mildew resistance that the taller New England and New York aster species entirely lack, making it the only aster worth planting in zones 6 through 8 humid summers without a fungicide program. University extension trial records across the Midwest confirm its compact self-supporting habit as stable without any pinching or cutting intervention, unlike every taller aster species that requires pinching twice before July. At $10 to $14, it delivers the most pollinator-dense late-season bloom of any compact perennial on this list. Monarchs, native bees, and swallowtails simultaneously through October. Most American growers pinch Aster October Skies in July following advice, meant for tall leggy species, delaying bloom by 3 to 4 weeks and reducing the total flower count significantly. That misapplied pinching advice costs 4 weeks of the best display this plant produces all season. Never pinch Aster October Skies. It is not a tall, leggy species, and that advice was never written for this plant. The next performer on this list blooms in the warm copper and mahogany tones of a deep autumn sunset, and it is one of the few late-season perennials that performs identically from Zone 3 through Zone 8 without a single seasonal adjustment from the grower. Plant number 12, Helenia Morheim Beauty, arrives in August carrying the deep copper and mahogany tones of a late autumn sunset on flowers that face outward at eye level, demanding attention from every corner of the garden at the exact moment when most American borders have already shifted into decline. It blooms from July through September in full sun, on upright self, supporting stems, feeding every late-season pollinator still working the American garden before frost ends the season. Zones 3 through 8, full sun, average to moist, well-drained soil. What most American sources never explain is that Helenium autumnale responds to the Chelsea chop, cutting by half in late May by producing a second wave of bloom in September that extends the season 4 to 6 weeks beyond its natural July to August window. University Extension horticultural trial records document its requirement for division every 3 years to prevent center die. Out, a maintenance step that most growers skip until the plant collapses. At $10 to $14, it delivers copper mahogany late-season color that no other perennial on this list replicates in that specific warm tone range. Most American growers never divide Helenium on schedule. The congested center dies out by year 4 and the plant disappears from the border entirely. That skip division costs the plant the color and a full replacement purchase. Divide Helenium Morheim Beauty every 3 years and apply the Chelsea chop in late May. and this plant delivers copper mahogany color from July through September without a single season of decline. The next plant on this list carries a name most American growers mispronounce, and a bloom performance they have never seen in any garden center, a branching prairie native that covers itself in small golden flowers from August straight through October. What plant in your yard has defeated everything you have tried? Tell me below. Plant number 13, Rudbeckia Prairie Glow, is not the oversized single-flowered black-eyed Susan that fills every garden center bin in July. It is the branching prairie species that covers 3 to 5 feet of upright stem with hundreds of small golden flowers from August through October, performing on dry soil in full sun where most late-season perennials simply refuse to grow. It self-seeds reliably and builds a permanent self-sustaining presence in the border without any replanting investment from the grower. After the first season, zones 4 through 8, full sun, average to dry, well-drained soil. What most American growers never discover is that Rudbeckia triloba is documented by University Extension Services as a biennial to short-lived perennial that self-seeds so reliably it effectively becomes permanent, never requiring replanting once the first colony establishes in open soil. Its branching flower structure produces seed heads that goldfinches target specifically from October through December, a wildlife value documented across prairie restoration projects in zones 4 through 8. At $8 to $14, it establishes a self-sustaining golden late-season colony that feeds pollinators through bloom and birds through winter simultaneously. Most American growers mistake it for an annual and pull the plant after first frost, eliminating the self-seeding colony that was already building the next season's display in the surrounding soil. That single post-frost cleanup decision destroys a permanent investment that costs nothing to maintain. Leave Rudbeckia Prairie Glow standing after frost, and the self-seeding colony builds itself, while goldfinches work through the seed heads. A permanent late-season investment that compounds every year without a single dollar spent after the first planting. The next plant on this list is the one that most American growers wrongly blame for their August hay fever, and that misidentification has kept one of the most valuable late-season natives out of American gardens for decades. Plant number 14, Solidago Fireworks, is the goldenrod that most American growers in their 50s and 60s were wrongly taught to blame for August hay fever, when every allergist and University Extension Service confirms that ragweed, blooming invisibly at the same time, carries the airborne pollen responsible, while Solidago's heavy sticky pollen never leaves the flower. Its arching golden plumes open August through October on a plant that has fed ancestral American landscapes since before a single garden center existed on this continent. Zones 4 through 9, full sun, average to dry, well-drained soil. What most American sources never document is that Solidago rugosa carries anti-inflammatory compounds studied in traditional herbal practice, an ancestral medicinal use confirmed across Native American and colonial American records that predates every supplement bottle on today's pharmacy shelf. University Extension Services across zones 4 through 9 record it as a monarch butterfly and goldfinch magnet simultaneously. Two wildlife values no other plant on this list delivers in combination. At $8 to $12, it establishes a self-spreading late-season colony that compounds its presence and its wildlife value every season permanently. Most American growers who finally plant Solidago make the mistake of placing it in rich amended soil, triggering aggressive spreading that overtakes neighboring perennials within 2 seasons. Plant it in average to lean, dry soil, and it stays exactly where you put it. Plant Solidago Fireworks in lean, dry soil and it stays controlled, compounds its wildlife value every season, and delivers arching golden plumes through October without a single intervention. The next plant on this list produces the most intensely colored late-season flower spike available in any perennial, a deep crimson red that burns through September and October like a signal flare in the border. Did you believe Solidago caused your August hay fever? Be completely honest in the comments. Plant number 15, Persicaria Firetail, sends up deep crimson red bottlebrush spikes from June and does not stop until hard frost ends the season in October or November, making it the longest continuous bloomer on this entire list by a margin that no other late season perennial comes close to matching. It performs in full sun to part shade, tolerates moist to average soil, and requires nothing from the grower, once established beyond the space, to spread into its natural 3 to 4 foot clump. Zones 4 through 9, full sun to part shade, average to moist well, drained soil. What no American nursery label documents is that Persicaria amplexicaulis holds its crimson color intensity from the first spike in June through the last spike in October without fading. A color stability that university horticultural trial records confirm as unique among long-blooming perennials in zones 4 through 9. The Royal Horticultural Society awarded it an AGM specifically for its exceptional continuous bloom performance and its reliability across a wider range of soil conditions than any comparable late-season perennial. At $10 to $14, it delivers 5 continuous months of deep crimson bloom that no other single plant on this list can replicate in duration or color intensity. Most American growers cut Persicaria firetail back hard in late summer, believing it needs refreshing, eliminating 8 to 10 weeks of active bloom that the plant was already producing without any help. That unnecessary late summer cut costs the best 2 months of the longest bloomer on this list. Never cut Persicaria firetail in late summer. It is still building its best performance of the season, and that cut ends 5 months of continuous bloom 2 months early. The last plant on this list is the one I teased at the start of this video. The fragrant white September candle that blooms after every other perennial on this list has completely finished, and serious growers have kept its source quietly to themselves for years. Plant number 16, Cimicifuga white pearl, is the fragrant white candle that lights up the September shade garden after every other perennial on this list has finished, sending 4 to 5 foot white flower spikes above deep purple, bronze foliage at the exact moment when most American gardeners have already accepted that the season is over. Its fragrance intensifies in cool September evening air, creating a scented candle effect on any covered porch or shaded garden where it is planted. Zones 3 through 8, full shade to part shade, consistently moist, rich soil. What no mainstream source documents is that Actaea simplex white pearl releases fragrance, specifically in response to cooling evening temperatures, confirmed in university horticultural records as the only late-season perennial on this list that rewards the grower who stays outside after sunset in September. The American Horticultural Society records its bloom window as the latest of any shade perennial in zones 3 through 8, open when nothing else on this list is still flowering. At $14 to $20, it delivers a white, fragrant September finale. No other shade plant replicates. Most American growers place it in any available spot without checking sun exposure. Immediate leaf scorch and permanent stunting follow before a single bloom opens. That placement mistake costs the most irreplaceable performer on this entire list. Plant Cimicifuga white pearl in deep shade with consistently moist, rich soil, and it closes your season with a fragrant white finale. No other perennial on this list delivers at that late September moment. These 16 plants together eliminate the empty porch, the August replacement cost, and the 6-week gap that most American gardeners in their 50s and 60s. 3 things about late-season perennials that almost no source puts in one place. Solidago fireworks is not an allergy plant. Ragweed blooms invisibly beside it every August and carries every airborne pollen particle responsible, confirmed by university extension allergists across zones 4 through 9. Lobelia cardinalis tracks ruby-throated hummingbirds through October because its tubular scarlet flowers are physically shaped to exclude every pollinator except a hummingbird bill, a documented botanical precision that no annual substitute replicates. Seta matrona left uncut through winter delivers 4 months of goldfinch feeding value on seed heads that cost nothing beyond the original $10 to $14 investment, a documented wildlife return that no cutback autumn cleanup ever recovers. These 16 plants together represent a one-time investment that permanently replaces the $40 to $80 spent every August on replacement annuals, compounding their bloom, their wildlife value, and their border presence every single season without another dollar spent. Here is exactly where to begin, based on your zone. Right now, here is exactly where to begin, zone to plants to dollar. Zones 3 through 5. Start with Aster October Skies, Anemone Splendens, and Helenium Moorheim Beauty. 3 plants under $35 that cover August through November, with 0 overlap in bloom timing, 0 staking, and a combined late-season display that eliminates the September empty border. Zones 6 through 9. Add Perennials Scabiosifolia, Kirengeshoma Koreana, and Cimicifuga White Pearl. But the July establishment deadline for all 3 is closing right now, and every week past that window reduces first year bloom significantly. Miss this establishment window, and your first late season result from these 3 waits, a full year. You just received zone-accurate, dollar-grounded, research-based knowledge on 16 late season perennials that permanently eliminate the $40 to $80 spent replacing faded annuals every August information that most channels never assemble in one place. If this video gave you even one plant you had never considered before today, hit like now. Drop your state and your zone in the comments right now, and tell me which of these 16 late-season perennials you are establishing before this summer window closes. Subscribe to Planter Lab, the growers who know more spend less, and we add to that knowledge every single week.